Hello folks, in this guide we will be covering the best gear to be acquired within the Wild Island Zone. I'll basically be giving you all of the best options available, and then I'll go through the most efficient way of working through them all. The main gear we will acquire is the following: the Bear Scanner, the unique Lynx Sniper Rifle, 2 RPG launchers, the Buket S2 SMG with extended magazine, the Zircon Armor set, the Mercenary Armor set, the Aeroprotection Gasmask, as well as the Aurora Gasmask, as well as a handful of artifacts, all the blueprints, and a bunch of additional weapons and supplies along the way. A few side notes before we do get started: until progressing the main quest to a certain point, you will not have access to a shop or technician, so do bear this in mind. You do still have access to a stash, so it's not all bad news. Regardless of this, some of the gear covered in this guide can only be acquired by advancing the main story, but I'll cover that more as we go. Other than that, let's get started. The beginning location for our journey is the sawmill located right here on the map. It's likely that you will be progressing the main quest when you arrive here for the first time. Either before or after doing so, head towards this building at the north of the settlement. Here we can climb through this window and make our way through the building to retrieve an AKM. Next, we want to head south down to this location marked on the map. There is a side quest here, but it is not relevant to the gear, so resolve this however you like. Once ready, head to the pier, and at the far end and inside of this boat, we can find the Armored Bandit jacket. For our next location, we want to head southwest towards this marker here on the map. Once we're here, we do have quite the linear path to follow over to the island on the other side. Whilst travelling this path, we will enter this building. Before heading on through the building, cross over to this side of the walkway to find the Aurora Gasmask right here. I advise progressing the main story next and getting to the point in which we are asked to investigate this facility. Prior to this point, but still during the main story, we will be tasked with deactivating a signal on top of the noon facility itself. Once completing this and returning to the doctor, we will be awarded the Bear Scanner. Either before, during, or after this, the first location we should visit is marked here on the map. Here we can find 2 damaged RPG launchers atop of these barrels. There is a room at the back of the facility with a burrower inside. Engaging and or killing this burrower will trigger another to aggro from outside. Once resolving this, there is a stash within the room containing the Aramid Lining for the 7D suit and a tactical pistol suppressor. From here, we want to visit this location here on the map. Once here, we can enter this cave. Fair word of warning, I was not able to progress through the cave past a certain point. I was fortunately able to retrieve the artifact here, however I wasn't able to acquire the SVD sniper rifle located a little bit further on. There is a story mission tied to this location, so it may be possible then. That, or I simply didn't have enough chem resistance, but due to practically insta-dying at the same spot, I would assume it's the former. Our next location is just here on the map. Here, we can enter this small mineshaft to find the Zircon Armor behind this minecart. As soon as you enter the mineshaft, you will trigger a swarm of rats, so do be cautious. Next, we should head towards this facility marked right here on the map. Inside of the building, we can find a vault, and inside of the vault, we can find a Buket SMG. Our next location is a little bit south here on the map. Here we can simply navigate the gravitational anomaly field to retrieve the artifact. Now would be a good time to unload all of this gear and get ready to head a little bit further out. Next, it's advised we first go to this location on the map. Once here, we will find this bus stop, which should have some side block within. Our next location is just right here on the map. Using the side block, we can advance into this anomaly field and give ourselves much better odds at locating the artifact. It will not stop phantom artifacts from appearing, but it will stop the wraiths from spawning. For the sake of the route, I'd advise the next location being the quest objective itself, at this facility right here. Upon arriving here, we can first head to this small building with the locked door. The solution to this puzzle is within the bus just next to the building. The only advice I will provide is, there is a small hint in the room itself which will help with what you're actually looking for within the bus to identify the correct code. Otherwise, just copy the same code I use on screen. Once inside, you will find the Aeroprotection Gasmask. Once progressing the quest, finding the key and making your way into the underground, you will enter this sewer system. Simply head around this corner before going up the ladder. Here you can find an extended magazine for the Buket SMG. At this point, it is advised to progress the main story until being able to leave this facility. Our next location is northeast of the island, right here on the map. Once here, we can find enemies within this building. Also inside of the building is a couple of snorks locked up in a cage. We can open the cage via this lever on the wall. Once dealing with the snorks, inside the cage is the Mercenary Armor set. The next location for this guide is this anomaly field marked right here on the map. You can enter through either side and simply swipe the artifact on your way through. You can use a side block if you want to, but it's not necessary. The final location for this guide is the Noon HQ itself. Once returning here, we can cash in our quest, and our reward is the Lynx legendary sniper rifle.
Why would you give it to a Stalker? But
that's it for this guide, folks. I have a range of Stalker 2 guides out currently and many more on the way, so do feel free to check out the channel. I've been receiving unbelievable support and feedback just recently, so I wanted to say an extra big thank you to everyone interacting with the channel so far. Thanks for watching, folks, and until next time, peace.